Eben here from Nigeria, and I just wanted to welcome you. Well, how are you, Eben, and welcome.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, maybe you can try and speak a bit up, right?
All right.
Yes. Uh, Even like, I mean, obviously, you know why I invited you in. It's because of like the situation in like Nigeria right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you guys, and by the look of things, it looks like it's really crazy out there. Although we just
True.
seeing photos and all that, but yeah, I mean, can you please just like tell us a bit about what is happening, what is like SARS, and I mean, the whole situation, maybe just a brief of the whole situation, what is really happening, and how do you feel about the situation in Nigeria right now?
Okay. I will make a brief summary of everything. So basically, SARS for starters means Special Anti-Robbery Squad. It's a department in the police that deals with robbery and kidnapping. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
that's supposed to be the job. I think that you should liken them to the American SWAT. You're familiar with in TV, in movies and all that. So yeah. So
Against people,
okay, so now the
against like
thing is,
rob.
yeah, it's supposed to be a fraction of the police department that deals with that deals with robbery. It's an anti-robbery squad. It was created a long time ago, but lately, I would say, no, I would say lately they have not been doing. For instance, ever since I was born, I've never heard or seen issues of armed robbery. It doesn't mean that it's
Mm-hmm.
not, it doesn't happen. It does happen, but it's not something that it's common around us. We don't get to see a lot of armed robbery and all this stuff. So I would say maybe because they don't do a lot of work. Maybe they do, but over time we've seen them on highways, we've seen them in streets, we've seen them on the roads, like just local roads, not even the highways you get. And this time, they don't even get to deal with the anti-robbery cases they are supposed to deal with. Now, they attack young people. Say, for instance, if I was seen on the street right now
Mm-hmm.
and there was a SARS vehicle parked on the road, they are going to pull me over, and
Oh,
I might be lucky to get out alive. That is just the truth.
that's really
Yeah,
crazy. So what
I might be
do you
lucky
do
to
to
get
people
out alive. So
like that on?
what they do
Mhm.
is when they pick you up, if you're on dreadlock, for instance, mostly if you're a young person and you're looking good, for most cases, they pull you over
Wow.
and then they begin to ask you questions. They might pick up your phone and begin to find evidences to prove that probably you are a fraudster, and situations when they have nothing to prove, or even if they're able to prove it from the things they see in your phone. I can't even say
Mm-hmm.
they're able to prove, because you just see a picture of one person and assume that you're a fraudster. And the next thing is they're pulling you over to an ATM, going to withdraw all your money. And it's not okay. Around here, it's not a secret anymore. Like, it's something we know. So usually when young boys are going out of their houses, they don't go out with their phones. One. Secondly, you don't even you try to limit how good you look when you're going out. When I started
Mm-hmm.
keeping my hair, one of the things that my family told me was, how are you going to deal with the police? Because when they pull you over, you might be lucky to get out alive. Now, situations where uh, they take your money, for some cases, they let you go. Maybe you're able to put up an interesting dialogue with them, or let's say you come to a good compromise, you're able to pay up some money. Some cases, they kill you.
Wow, now that's
Yeah,
really crazy. There's very people who are supposed to be protecting like people
yeah.
from crime, anti-robbery and all that. Now they're the ones like tormenting the
And
young people
it, it
in
it's
Nigeria.
not it's not even a hidden thing anymore. Like, everybody knows. So that's what called called for the cry out. I mean, the whole protest you saw, people got tired. The most recent incident that happened that led to that protest was a young boy, a video of a young boy who was seen driving. They pulled him over, shot at him, and took his car. That was the video that went viral.
And those are thugs, like who are just using the whole
Yeah,
title. They're
yeah,
all abusing like their power to
exactly.
steal from people
To
and to
steal from
kill
basic,
people.
basically.
That's flipping.
Yeah.
And I
So
mean, how started? Like, I mean, when did this really started and how and why? Did they just up and decide to do it? Or maybe at first they were able like to catch these people who were really doing fraud and now they just started like assuming that everyone, or maybe they just saw an opportunity to start stealing and killing people. Or rather, how did it all started? Did
okay,
they catch the like right people at first and now they're just like overdoing it, or they never even?
nah, they they're okay. The whole issue of fraud lately has become rampant as well. So
Mhm.
one of the things they say around here is they say SARS people or the SARS police people are fraudsters who probably didn't make money and decided to join the police and then started fighting those who made money out of it.
Wow,
So
so they are the fraudsters themselves, but they've joined
that's
the
an assumption.
police.
That is an assumption we made because they don't they don't there's no investigation to prove if you're a fraudster or not. They can come to your
Yeah.
house and knock on your
Mhm.
door. Let's say for instance, I have a beef with you, or I'm angry with you, or whatever. I could call them on the phone. That person is a fraudster. No evidence or whatever. They come to your house, they break into your house, they drag you, take you to the station, and demand a huge amount of money. Like
And how protecting? No, this is really, these are
that,
thugs running a country
definitely,
now. These
definitely
are
does.
like so much power. And what do they do with the money and all that when they
And
take from, you know,
I
it?
would for their personal gain, obviously, it's for their personal gain because it's. I wouldn't say, you were asking if they were in charge of doing that and maybe they started overdoing it. Nah, they they were never. It was never a department created to fight cyber crime or whatever. No, it wasn't. They just started taking advantage of the opportunity that they felt these are criminals. We can take money from them. That's just what it is.
Wow, that's really crazy. But I mean, do
And
you have like the like cyber crime? Is it like high like in Nigeria?
that's the thing. Nothing has been proven. That's why
Hmm.
it's a very big problem. They don't arrest you and prove your crime. They profile you and steal from you and sometimes kill you.
Damn. No, this is so wrong. To be honest, like I'm in a shock to be honest. I've been seeing this, but I didn't really understand exactly, you know. You just feel
It's
like
terrible.
sad, but really what are you sad for? But this is like deep. This is crazy.
It's terrible. Take for instance myself. I'm an event
Huh?
designer, but I can count how many times, several times, I've been pulled over. I get away lucky because my car papers is not registered to my name. It's registered to my
Mhm.
company name. Do you get it? If it was registered to my name, best believe that I might not be alive up to this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so crazy. To be
So
honest, I'm really sorry what is happening. So is there's no one who can protect you guys? Like the government is just like
nobody.
turning a blind situation.
They don't care. That was what gave rise to the protest.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So what do you think you're going to achieve with the whole march that is happening? Like the movement? What
Okay.
is it that you want to see at the end of the day? Like, uh, I know somehow you need justice and all that, but like,
Yeah.
what do you really want to see
Okay.
happening? You know?
We actually
Be-
we
Mhm.
we stated 5 things we wanted the government to do. One of which is justice for those who have been killed, prosecution of those SARS officials. Thirdly, dismissal of all of them. I think
Mm-hmm.
the fourth one was reforming the entire police system, because we know we complain about SARS, but SARS is not the only thing that we suffer. The Nigerian police system is terrible, it's corrupt, it's terrible. I
Oh,
think the fifth one now, I think, is a payment increase for the police people, because you need to see where the police in Nigeria, the way they live. I think they are the poorest of the poor Nigerian citizens. They make up the poorest class of Nigerians, the police.
wow.
Yeah. They
Wow.
are not well paid.
The youngsters like, hustle and all that. So wow, this is crazy, to be honest. I can't believe like this is what is really, really, really happening, I thought it was, I could see that people saying, pray for Nigeria and all that. I read some stuff, but I mean, with what you're saying, I feel like this is a serious issue because you're in a situation where you've been attacked and you don't have like anyone like, what, to protect you guys,
Uh,
because I thought it was just one of those. Maybe they did find people, who like doing all this cyber
uh,
crime and fraud
uh,
and all. Because in my head, I was like, this is me in my head. I was like, I think they it really has to be like a serious movement in Nigeria, to just like expose and get rid of people who are like, tarnishing, the name of young people and all that in Nigeria, because I didn't know that you guys like are this helpless at the moment, I thought it was like a situation where, yeah, they did find people, but on my side, I can really tell that these are like thugs, like who are like, doing as they please in the
able-
country.
true.
Anything to prove for someone who doesn't even like give you time and don't even like try and get proof. They just do as they want. They're killing people for what?
And then the funny thing is, they tell you directly. I've been told directly, I'll kill you and nothing would happen. They tell you directly.
This is
They tell you directly,
honestly.
face to face, I'll kill you and nothing will happen. So you see, young people, whenever they come across these people, whether you're a criminal or not, you have to do whatever they say. 90%
Wow.
of the time, you are taken straight to the ATM. I'm not exaggerating. They clean,
Crime by take.
they clean off your account. Sometimes they let you go. Sometimes they kill you.
So I can say it's really not safe now to walk around with your bank card
Uh,
in Nigeria. It's better you just leave your
you don't
bank
have,
card
you don't
and
have
just.
money. If you don't have money at hand, you are more at risk, because they could probably kill you out of anger, or they would demand that you call somebody to come and send you money.
Wow.
They
Wow.
they tell you call somebody to bring you money.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Like,
That's,
you know,
that's what it,
I'm very honest. So, I mean, yeah, it's like everyone now is at home. You're now scared to go out. I mean, are there any other, where is this whole like thingy? Yeah, where is this whole thing like happening? Which city? Are there
everywhere,
other cities safe or is
everywhere,
all, pardon?
everywhere, everywhere,
Eh,
every,
wow.
everywhere. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, everywhere. Young people don't come out anyhow. You don't drive anyhow. You don't drive expensive cars. You don't keep your hair. You don't look a certain kind of way, because if you do, you might be dead for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like guys,
Yeah,
I'm like getting emotional. This is so sad.
it's
I
terrible.
didn't deep, to be honest. Like, I mean, do you think at the moment with what is happening, like, is there any sort of like progress? I mean, when it comes to, the movement, the march and all that, Is there any sort of like progress? Is there sort of like
To be
lights to see
honest
that
though,
you want to stop
quite
anytime?
frankly, quite frankly, I don't think there's any progress. Let me tell you why.
Wow.
Because this cry out before this protest in 2015, in 2015, we made this cry out. It wasn't the protest at the time, and the government said they are going to disband this unit of the police department, but nothing happened. They came out on live television and said, from today henceforth, the SARS is no longer going to, it's no longer going to exist. It's going to be disbanded. It didn't stop. 2017, the same thing. 2018, the same thing. So it's like every different years they come out and say, "Oh, sorry, we apologize. They are not going to be functional anymore." But that's another story. So 2020, we decided, you know what? We're tired of hearing you've disbanded this group of people, but yet you don't, because they're still in the street. They're still everywhere. Even as we speak, as I'm talking to you right now, they are still operating. I'm not lying
Wow.
to you. You and I, as we
Wow.
speak right now, despite the protests, despite the government saying they have been disbanded, despite the government saying they are creating a new department in the police. They call this SWAT, no more SARS. They call this one SWAT, and they said previous members of SARS would not be permitted into this new department. SARS is still active as we speak. They have arrested a number of persons as we speak. The most recent incident that happened in Lagos, I think after as a result of the whole protest, hoodlums took advantage of it, which of course were initiated by the government just to disrupt the whole protest. After this protest, one of the things that were stolen was the Oba of Lagos. It's like a traditional ruler of Lagos. His staff was stolen. His staff was stolen as a result of the whole crisis. Now, guess what? Just yesterday, I mean 2 days ago, the somebody was arrested by SARS, the same SARS that we were told has been disbanded. Now he was arrested, and a gun was planted in his car. He was immediately taken to the office, and guess what his crime was? They accused him of being the person that stole the staff. Yeah. It took him having a connection with the army for him to be released. His father had connections with the army. It was the army that went to the SARS office to get him out. And as at the time they went there, they denied having arrested anybody.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
this is
bad.
crazy. Like
It's
leaders from countries, like if they intervene, like you think that it can help or something like that.
if you listen to the president's speech yesterday, one of the things he
Hmm.
said was that international leaders should mind their business.
Wow.
So at the moment,
Wow.
we are
Wow.
really helpless.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is flipping crazy, to be honest. Like, I mean, you have a leader who's not willing to protect you guys. It's like he's like, y'all can die. I
For
mean,
all I care.
it's
Well,
happening.
he made that obvious. He
Sort
made
of
that obvious
truth.
when he called army. He called the army on peaceful protesters. I don't know if you saw the video, but while they were protesting at Lagos and some other places, anyways, you would see the military people shooting at them. So I don't know. Nigeria is one country where, for some reason, the army, the military, in order to disperse protesters, they don't use tear gas, they don't use rubber bullets. They go directly to live ammunition and they shoot to
Wow.
kill. Yeah.
Wow.
The reason why we have a curfew now is because the government they were tired of the protest. They begged and begged that we should stop. But of course, the protest was peaceful. It was harmless. What did they do? They went and initiated thugs to disrupt the protest. The thugs came and started killing people with machete, with stick, with club. They said disrupting the protest. We had someone come on live TV to threaten protesters, told them you have to stop, else you would have us to contend with. And before you know it, we started seeing hoodlums fighting protesters, and the government had nothing to do about it. You would see videos where hoodlums are attacking protesters, and the police people are on one side looking, doing absolutely nothing.
Wow.
That is one
Yeah.
aspect. Then the other thing we get to suffer is you see protesters protesting peacefully, and then they are being shot at directly.
Wow.
Yeah. So as of
This
right
is
now,
so
the protest has
it's
stopped. People are scared of their lives because you would want to think that your constitution permits you to have a peaceful protest. But guess what? When you come out to have a peaceful protest, you are at the risk of dying because over here, if you speak out, you're dead. If you make
wow.
noise,
Wow.
you're dead. You make a complaint, you're dead. You protest, you're
Wow.
dead.
Wow. You
Yep.
know what? This is so scared. Sorry, this is like so sad and scary because you know what? This is Africa. This is your country, and
Right?
now I mean, people tend to like complain when we're out there, like, you know, in the diaspora, like in
Yeah.
non-African countries, we tend to complain that maybe other people are mistreating us, but you're on your own, like land, your own home, and your
Yeah.
own, your very own, like they're mistreating you, they're mistreating us, like as Africans, you know. It's really sad that people only are concerned when it's a non-African person doing
Yeah.
something better.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
True.
But I mean, we on our own. We don't love each other. We don't care for each other. I feel like it's high time, to be honest, as like young, you know, young Africans and all that, like to really, really unite. And you know what? Not just during like hectic times and all
Yeah.
that, right? We really need
True.
to be one because you can see if we can be one, imagine what is happening right now. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on in DRC as well. And we
I
also
read.
have the gender
I saw
balance
that one.
in
Yeah.
really willing to only support each other when things are really hectic, when people are
Yeah.
dying, or need to stand and unite and be one, like, you know, every day. Because I feel like when the voices are many and all that, like, you know
Yeah.
what, a lot can really change, you know. And we really need to like support each other, like genuinely. I think we really need to act, and we really need to change our ways from now on, because the whole Africa is like really bleeding, to be honest. I mean, when
It
one is watching from far, it's like a joke, it's like nothing, you understand? And if it's not us, you know, uniting and standing up like against this whole thing that is happening in Africa, no one will, you know. I think it's high time we stop you know, bullying each other on internet, behind, you know, phones and all that. Because when things get real, it gets real to, I
gets
mean, to
true.
us Africans, understand? And imagine yesterday you've been calling each other names as brothers, African brothers and sisters, and today you're saying, I'm sorry, you understand? We really need
Yeah.
to mean it. We really to get together. We really need to stand as one, because Africa doesn't need anyone but, you know, Africans to
As well.
unite.
Yeah.
We can't always like run away from the issues that we have at the end of the day, you know. Africa is our home, is where we belong, and we all just have to do something about it. Like we need to, it needs to start with loving each other, you know. We don't just want to see two, three celebrities like saying pray for Nigeria, you know. We all really need to feel it like from our hearts, you know, that our brothers and sisters like are going through a lot right now, and they really need prayers, you understand? So it's really crazy, to be honest. Like I hope, very soon, all this, it's gonna come to an end. And I hope Africa unites. I hope young Africans, like, start loving and unite and respect each other and support each other, not just when, bad things are happening to us, because we're supposed to have a lot of people, pushing this whole movement, but a lot of people don't
Well,
even know what is really
it's
happening.
true.
Yeah, they don't really know what is happening. We're all just saying pray for Nigeria, but without really understanding. You understand? Because right now, that's when I'm really, really having a pure understanding. And when I say pray for Nigeria, I'll be meaning it for real. You
Yeah,
understand? Because it's just like you see someone saying pray for Nigeria, and you just take the screenshot and put it, but you don't
yeah,
understand what
yeah.
are you
True.
praying for Nigeria. You understand? So many times we run to understand what is happening outside South Africa, outside Africa, and
Yeah,
we support and all that. But when it's happening around each other, just in the same continent, we tend to turn a blind eye. We feel like it's more like we look at each other and we're like, they're inferior. It's just Africa.
yeah.
It's just
True.
African country that is not even popular. You understand? Because we can't always like run from problems, from issues, run to other countries. And when we are mistreated that side, we always like voice and all that, forgetting
Yeah.
that we can't even stand our own
Uh,
leaders. We've been at our own land, our own country and all that. Now we have to run and spread on different direction, different countries. And if your own can't accept you, who's supposed to really,
stop
really,
saying
really
that.
accept? Yeah, it's crazy. You know what, God bless Nigeria, and I hope one day this will end very soon and Nigeria will be free again. And I hope, this whole situation at the end of the day teaches us a lot, as you guys as young Nigerians, us all as Africans, and bring us together and become one, because it's not like Nigeria that is affected only. There's like, other but people don't even know. You understand? We only know about what is happening in DRC now because of Nigerian situation. You understand? So it means that if it wasn't about Nigerian situation, people wouldn't
You
even
know,
know about DRC,
yeah.
and a lot of people know about gender-based violence that is happening in South Africa. It has been happening every day. Women and children have been raped and killed, and nothing is happening. We just say, am I next? Stop killing women and children,
Yeah.
but it's
Nobody's doing
not.
anything
And
about
yeah, no one cares, to be honest.
it.
Um, it's really crazy. Africa is really bleeding, and we need prayers for Africa, and we need to unite as Africans. And thank you so much. Even like, what is it that you feel like you can, just your advice, like, it could be for fellow Nigerians or everyone, like, I don't know, with the situation that is happening, like maybe what you have learned or what you think you can really do to move forward.
Well, trying to be realistic, actually being here in person, I know everything that's going on. I know the situation firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted that was yesterday. I said with reference to what we are facing right now, mostly because of the massacre that happened very recently, the shooting at protesters directly. I think that's one of the things that we're trying to deal with at the moment. And when we're waiting for the president to speak, we somehow hoped that he would address that situation, because who goes to kill peaceful protesters? We're protesting that we don't like the way we are being killed, and you go ahead and kill us for protesting. But he didn't make mention of it. He ignored it totally, like it didn't happen, which is really sad. A couple of governors
Mm.
came out to lend their voices, to say sorry, how bad they felt about the situation and everything. We've been trying to call on international bodies to come to our rescue. I don't know. It doesn't seem like anything is anything is working. But I like to think that the president is not above the law. You get, and it's possible that he is the only one that calls the shot. It's possible that he is not the only one. I like to believe that him not being above the law, can and should be sued to court, because if the police in Nigeria is controlled by the federal government. We don't have state-owned, so the orders come directly from the top, from the Inspector General of Police at the federal level. The army is controlled by the top, so anything that has to do with the force is controlled from the top. So if this same force people, the military, are killing citizens, armless citizens, it takes one person to address that issue, the president. And if he chooses to ignore it, somebody has to be accountable for it. Somebody has to be accountable for the whole situation, for the killings and everything. And he is not above the law. Him not being above the law gives us right to sue him to court, to an international court. Just like you said, Africa has to unite. If the African president or president of every African country come together and address address the situation of one president, I think they will be able to call him to order. They will be able to address as a president. If, let's assume that we citizens or we Nigerians don't have a say, or there's little we can do, you get. We might not be able to wait for international law courts and all that to address the situation, to address him as a president. Africans coming together, can address him. If the whole African nation, ECOWAS nation, for instance, address him, because it's clear what's been happening. But because we as Nigerians can't deal with it, they just do whatever they like and get away with it. But if you're answerable to the African Union, for instance, if you're answerable to someone or to a body, maybe you would try to be more accountable. You get it? If African Union decide they want to address the situation of a particular person, of a particular president in the union, that would go a long way to change people's approach, people's behavior, people's, lackadaisic attitude. I probably think he does whatever he likes, because who's going to call him to order? Not his citizens, because of course he has the power to control every single one of them. But African Union per se, for instance, can call him to order because he is in the union, except he's saying Nigerians are not part of the African Union. Are you getting it? So at the end of the day, it takes us coming together to be able to address the issues that we have